Okay, now the moment you've kind of all been waiting for. I gotta get a sip of coffee first. And then the music was playing, like it just felt right. At that moment, I kind of decided to grab her face a little, and that was our first kiss.
So tired, we can make a wildfire getaway.
Hey guys, welcome to Andre
and Alex
Vlog.
Oh, this is good.
Hey guys, how's it going? We're feeling great. Okay, well, I'm feeling very great because I'm having coffee right now.
But I have a cold.
Yeah, she's very sick.
For the past 7 days, and right now I'm drinking a tea.
So
we can film.
Yeah. I'm having coffee and it's 7:12 p.m. Believe it or not.
Today we're planning to film a little background of our story.
Yeah, because you guys have asked for it and now you got it. I can't reach the camera, but I wanted to do this. Where should we start?
From the start.
From the start, obviously. I'm gonna put the horn, the Okay, but before we actually get started, I do have like 3 books here, and these 3 books, basically I wrote them and I gave them as a gift to Alex, because each year I would like write a book of our memories, like all the memories from that year, specific year. And basically this is awesome because during this video I'm going to be reading a little bit just to kind of remember what happened during those years. And you probably guessed it, since there's 3 books, we've been together
for 3 years.
3 years. Soon 4 years, so I might have to write another book.
Okay, so how did it start?
We went to high school together.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we went to high school together, but we weren't high school sweethearts, as a lot of couples on YouTube say that, you know.
Yeah.
I think. She's actually 7 months older than me. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I love that.
Yeah, she likes being older than me. But it doesn't feel like that in our couple. It just feels like we're the same age. If you haven't seen our last video, I just turned 24, so now we're both 24. So back to high school. She was 7 months older than me, so that meant that she was like 1 school year older as well. And in high school, I remember that usually you do not try and get into a relationship with someone that is kind of a year older than you. It's very weird, but that's just why we kind of didn't really talk or connect. But I knew who she was. I actually found her very attractive. She was very beautiful, my type, brunette, beautiful. I remember like from my first year in high school, like I was just looking at her, but I knew I couldn't kind of approach her because of that age gap. My last year of high school, my big brother actually got married that year, and she was at his wedding.
Yeah, that was really weird.
That was weird. We sat at the same table. She was actually right next to me. We took pictures in a photo booth. We weren't together.
No.
She was just there.
The reason why was because our parents knew each other. So basically his parents invited my parents to the wedding, and I was like, okay, great. That won't be weird at all.
Okay, now the moment you've kind of all been waiting for. I gotta get a sip of coffee first.
What was that?
Okay, so I remember very well. I just finished one of my semesters at college, and it was kind of almost Christmas. I was in my car with some friends, and I don't know, we were just talking about who are you attracted to, or what's your type of girl, And I remember she was my type of girl. I really did. It was in my car. I remember I had my two best friends, and I actually remember I had her phone number. How did I get your phone number?
Maybe at the wedding. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe at the wedding. I remembered I had her phone number, so I actually called her while I was in my car. She didn't answer.
Yeah.
She didn't answer.
When I saw him calling me, I didn't want to answer either. I was like shocked. I was like, why is he like calling me? you know?
And she was at a Christmas party or something
Yeah.
like that. But it's fine because I decided to message her on Facebook.
Yeah, and then when he messaged me, he asked me, do you want to go for a coffee?
I did?
Yes, you did. And then I just answered him like, okay, yeah, sure, we can go.
Anyways, for some reason, I think we didn't go to a coffee. Okay, fast forward, I think 2 days later, in the evening, I was coming back from, family Christmas event. And my mom told me that her family, her parents, actually invited my family to go with them to Florida, Orlando, Walt Disney. And I never went there. So that was really something that interests me to actually experience Walt Disney for the first time.
Keep in mind that I didn't know any of it till the very last minute.
But then my mom already told me like they didn't plan to go, but I still wanted to go. And I actually told my mom, hey, I want to go. Can you please let them know? A little bit was because I wanted to experience Walt Disney, honestly. But at the time I thought that, whoa, I'm getting old, like I need to go now. And another big reason was actually her. I knew she was going to be part of the trip, obviously. And I wanted to get to know her. She didn't know that.
No, I didn't. So when my mom told me that someone's gonna come with us, I thought she was joking. I was like, why is he coming but not the rest of his family, you know? That's really weird.
I remember before the trip, it was like right after the New Year's Eve, January 2nd, we would leave. But before that, before New Year's Eve, she actually came to my house because my parents invited her family. And
that was funny.
That was very funny because she didn't expect me to come. So now we had to kind of break the ice.
And you know what? He was so cocky. Like, really, he was talking only about him, all of his little successes at school, at work, with everything that... And I was like, can you be more humble? But in reality, what he tried to do was to impress me. And I was like, it frustrates me. I don't like people like that. Basically, you can see that he was really interested in me. And I love that.
Yeah, and she was cold at some point during that evening, and I actually gave her one of my sweaters. She wore one of my sweaters, the first time she came to my house or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now the trip. Okay, so we actually left January 2nd, and I remember pretty much everything, honestly, especially because I wrote this. It's a great reminder, and I have all the images in my mind, which is great. I remember the first thing we did, we actually went to the beach. It was Sarasota Beach. Your boy had a strategy when he was there. I actually kind of showed that I wasn't too interested in her, but it was like the total opposite. Like, I would go back each evening to my room and I would call my best friend on Skype and I would tell him the whole day, like everything that happened.
Yeah, like basically I didn't know that he was doing that. All I can say is that during the day he looked very uninterested. And I don't know, after a few days it pissed me off a bit and I was like, why aren't you interested in me? You know? One night we went to a fair.
So we were... myself, her, and her sister, and we're like, hey, let's have a triple date. So
because we don't have anything to do.
Yeah, there's nothing to do. But we were at a fair.
As friends, obviously.
But the fair was actually closed. So we decided to sneak into rides. We decided to break Christmas balls.
All I can say is that from that night, something started.
Yeah,
like,
something started.
I started to be interested in him.
We actually ended the night at like 2 a.m. I think. It was like on a go-kart racing track. And we were just looking at the stars there. And then we were like, yeah, it's time to go. So that's how the night ended. And obviously we went to Universal Studios. We went to Magic Kingdom. It was really fun. Like, we really enjoyed every single moment. And what?
Fast forward a few days.
Yeah, like towards the end of the trip, I really wanted to make a move. Her and her sister would sometimes come to my room. Sometimes we would just listen to music. Sometimes we had pillow fights.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And also my sister realized that there was something between us.
One of the last nights there, she came at like 1 a.m. or something without her sister. And then we started just, I think, watching the TV and then listening to music, just talking. And then her parents sent her sister. Her sister came as well.
Oh yeah.
So that she's not alone with me.
And my sister didn't want to come.
No, she didn't want to come. So our first kiss, I remember very well. It was like 2 a.m. and we were laying on a bed. Her sister was just passed out nearby. And we were listening to music and talking. She was actually standing, well, she was like on my arm and she was cold, I remember.
I'm always cold.
And then the music was playing. It was, I remember the 1975 Chocolate song playing. Like it just felt right. We were talking about kind of personal stuff, our lives and all of that. And at that moment, I kind of decided to like move over towards her. I actually like grabbed her face a little bit and then I decided to kind of kiss her, and that was our first kiss in room 102 in Florida.
You remember that?
Yeah.
What?
Well, it was my room. They actually slept there that night. We woke up at like 9 or 10 a.m. and her parents called and
You're like, what happened?
yeah, where are you guys?
And then the next morning, I remember we were all eating breakfast and then he started talking to my parents about his success in life and university and like his good grades. And my parents really liked him, right? Like he totally knew what he was doing.
Yeah, you need to talk to the parents as well. Come on.
Yeah, but keep in mind that they were not aware of us too. And then we came back home the next day and it was already the evening and I was going to a bar with a really good friend of mine. And then my friend was like, well, why don't you text him for him to come? And I was like, really? I should do that? Like, we're not together yet, you know? And I'm not the type of girl who will like, you know, text a guy to meet me or whatever to create dates.
But now she made the move.
Yeah, I did make the move. And I texted him, I'm at this bar. Are you interested to come? I did not expect you to answer me right away. He answered me the same second. Like, I don't know.
I'm on my way.
He literally wrote, I'm on my way. I was like, what? Okay.
From there on, like, we really vibed. We actually kissed each other. Again there. So after that evening, we actually started a new semester in college. So I had college in Montreal, Canada. She had college in Ottawa, Canada as well. That's 2 hours away from those two cities. But we still made it work. Like, I would go to her place every 2 weeks. She would come to my place every 2 weeks. And it was hard, it was long distance, that's how it all started, but we really made it work because we really saw like a good chemistry between each other.
Yeah, and we did that for 2 years.
We did that for 2 years until she graduated. Also, how I asked her to be my girlfriend, it was actually within the first week that we got back from that trip. Like, we went skating, but that was like the second date. We actually played a little game. It was like a bucket list game. And
that was so fun, I remember.
I have a list here of the game we were playing. It says, you know, we had to have a New Year's kiss somehow. We had to kiss in the rain, but it was snowing, so it's not rain. We had to travel in time. I don't know how. We had to see a historic building, and we had to go to the beach. So we actually made all of those happen. So we had one more item on the list, which was to have a slow dance, but she didn't want to have a slow dance. So I actually changed that for something else. That was really spontaneous. I just thought of that on the spot because I wasn't sure how to ask her to be my girlfriend or when, but I just felt that was the time. Like, we had so much fun, like, with this game, with this bucket list on that day, that I added one more item. And it was, ask her to be your girlfriend. And I actually showed her the last item on the list. She had a look at it, she smiled, and she nodded, and then we kissed, and she was my girlfriend.
That was so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh.
And after that, you know, fast forward to kind of LA. If you didn't see our LA video, check that out. Also, we started YouTube, so that's where we're at. That's it.
That's it.
Alright guys, that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed. We tried to summarize as much as possible. I'm pretty sure this video is kind of long. Usually we vlog and we go outside, but now we decide to sit down and have a talk with you guys.
Yeah, but I think we need to do that too.
Yeah.
It has to be both.
Yeah, a mix of both. I think it's good. Alright guys, if you want us to make more of these sit downs, real talk with you guys, make sure to like and subscribe. And this was Andre and
Alex
signing off. And we're gonna see you guys in the next
vlog.
well, it's 8 p.m. I'm not gonna sleep with this coffee.
No, we won't. Bye.